Hi, my tubies, my TikTokers, and my Twitters. SheilaTruelove here. And it's so important for us to prepare our young ones. Important. I like to pronounce the endings of important. The endings of the words is what's important. Important. To prepare our young ones for this new world that we live in, because you know it's not like they can work maybe one job, and even maybe sometimes two jobs, what have you, and be able to pay this new cost of living out here. It's really ridiculous. And I have a beautiful lady here who agrees with me. You know, especially if you're a single mother, it's rough, because I remember being a single mother and it was so hard. There was times when I was like a little afraid, didn't know how things was going to fall into place or how I was going to make ends meet. I just trusted in Jehovah and Jesus Christ, honey. But it's rough out here, and you have to prepare your young people for the real world, this new world that we're living in today. Check this out.
Harder for young people, y'all. Y'all gotta, if y'all are in the elderly generation of moms and dads, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever you are, please prepare these young people for this new world we got out here. Because regular jobs, they cannot get a regular job and be able to come out here and pay the rent, the gas, electric, telephone, cell phone, car note, insurance, all of that. One job don't get it. They see us do it and think it's so easy, and then when they get out there, it's just piles of bills, and right after they paid them, it's time to pay them again. So prepare your child right now and let them know it ain't easy. Let them see the bills you got, see the money that you got to pay the bills, and what's the difference. Because a lot of these jobs not paying enough for them to do it on their own. They have to make loans. They have to get somebody to share the responsibility. This new world is no joke. It's not. I mean, the groceries are going up, gas is going up, rent is going up, electric bills. What job out there pays one weekly pay that'll pay all your monthly bills? I don't know. Maybe not for certain communities. Maybe some other community. Even if you go to college, get a good degree, get a good job, half of that going to student loans. You paying them 20 years later, you still paying on student loans. So it's hard out here. Prepare the young people for the new world. Don't let them step out there saying, I'm going to get my own, and jump out your house and think it's easy, because it's not. We already know that. But prepare them. It's getting.
Yeah, she is absolutely right. She is correct. It is hard out here. You have, like, my son, he's got student loans. I was looking at someone else's uh channel, and this person owes $400,000 in student loans. $400,000. That's ridiculous. I'm working with my son, helping him pay off his student loan, and when I pass away, I want to be able to leave my children something. I'm just grateful to Jehovah God that Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Jesus have blessed me, when it comes to finances for now. And I'm doing everything in my power to you help out where I can, especially when it comes to older people, 60 years old and up, because no older person should have to be eating cat food and dog food. That's ridiculous. But it is important for you to prepare the young people, because they jump out here thinking that it's easy and that life is easy because they always relied on mom, and if they had the dad in the house, mom and dad. And then when they jump out there into the real world, we can only hope that they are prepared. My son and daughter, they are prepared. My daughter is a registered nurse. I made sure that my kids put emphasis, I put emphasis on education. My son is a social worker and a counselor. Now, when I raised my children, they were raised as Jehovah's Witnesses. And in that organization, they was telling you not to encourage higher education. What? Are you insane? That wasn't going to happen on my watch or in my home. My children have their education. My son has his master's. He went and got his bachelor's, then he got his master's. My daughter, she's a registered nurse. She has her degree that she needs for that, and she's doing very well. They kept telling us in this Kingdom Hall, this organization, that higher education is like investing in a company that's going out of business because this world is coming to an end. Meanwhile, they're building up $1 billion building, but I thought the world is coming to an end. But yet you sit up here spending maybe $1 billion on some new construction that they're building. You know, that organization is too much. But I was like, that's not happening on my watch. My children will get their education, because when I was at these different companies, I work white collar work. You know, they got blue collar, white collar, and you see all of these people getting promotions. And then you had some people in the company say, why is that person getting it? Why didn't I get it? Why is that person moving up and I'm not? Because they have their degree, sweetheart. You don't. I have my degree. And they sitting up there wondering, why is this person, or is this nepotism? Is this favoritism? No. That person has their bachelor's. This one have their master's. This one have their PhD. That one have their doctorate. That's why they're moving up in the company. And these people trying to tell me not to have my children educated, not to permit my children to have a higher. You're insane. You're insane. That's almost as bad as their two-witness rule, talking about if your child is raped, don't go to the authorities, take it to the elders first, and then the elders will take it to so-and-so. But that's another video, child. I had to leave that organization because Jesus pulled me out of the darkness into the light, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But like, back on track, you know, you have to prepare young people. Education is important. What I would suggest so that they don't get into debt is for them, because you have a lot of people who work and they go to school. So I would suggest, if I could do it over again, I would, you know, they could have a trade. There's different trades like plumber, like a conditioner repair, like different trades. There are things like an electrician, a dental hygienist, elevator mechanic, computer repair technician. These are things that are different trades that pay very well. Now, and I'm looking here at 15 trade jobs that you don't have to go to college for. You could be an elevator installer and a repairer. That pays $97,860. Then you have the radiation therapist. That's $82,790. And then you have the a web. You know, a lot of people are designing websites for other people, and the web developer is paid $78,300. And then you have the dental hygienist. That's $77,810. And then you have the diagnostic medical sonographer, $75,000. How about this? An electrical line worker. That's $74,000. Electrician, that's like $60,000 to $70,000. These are all trades, like a plumber. A plumber can make as much as $70,880 a year. And that's enough to live on while you go to school. You know, you can work in the day or vice versa, at work at night, whatever. Especially if you're an electrician, you can open up your own business. Or a plumber. Please, if I had a man like that, child, I would have been behind him. We would have had our own business. And then he could have, please. Because I'm excellent at standing behind a man and making it happen. Trust me when I tell you, I was just married to a bunch of losers. Anyway, even them, when they were with me, they were doing amazing. Amazing. My second husband and I, we were going to open up our own moving. He was going to get a truck, you know, where he does the driving, and we was going to open our own moving company. That would have been stupid, crazy money, especially with me marketing it, doing the advertisement, and making it happen. Trust me. But he was a jerk, had to cheat, thought that thoughts and prostitutes and whores was so much more important. Just stupid. But anyway, There are so many, even a mortician. Wow, a mortician makes like $75,900 if you can stomach that kind of work. Wow, really? But anyway, while you're working, because my son did it, he was working two jobs and he was going to school, but he had to take out student loans because he was working in fast food and it just wasn't enough. At the same time, you see how you have options. And we do have to prepare these young people out here for the real world. They're living in a whole different world than what we were living in. And if they can get along with their parents, if you're not married, stay with your parents. The Bible tells you the only reason to leave home is if you're getting married, really, especially for men. Stay with your parents and save money. Save, 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 save. So when you do find a wife, if you decide to marry, because you may not want to be married. Everybody don't want a ball and chain or marriage. But then he could save up money and buy him a house or a condominium. Personally, I like condominiums because it's safer. I don't feel safe in a house. You see how low the windows are? People could climb in the windows. There's too many all in the back. Then you got the cellar. People could come in your cellar. Then you got the basement. No, I'm not feeling that, especially if you're a single woman. People could wear masks and costumes to break in. I don't care if you have security and the bells with the cameras. Wherever there's a will, honey, there's always a way. And as a single woman and you're in that house by yourself, that's not cool. But anyway, so the Bible says the only reason for a man to leave home is if he's going to join a wife. So all these women talking about, oh, he's living with his mama. He's smart. He's smart. So don't even listen to those women. You don't need them. They're stupid anyway. Chemical imbalance, something wrong with them. Whatever. You shouldn't have to go home to an empty house if you don't have to. But anyway, like this lady said, I'm going to play it again. To put emphasis on it, we have to prepare these young people.
If y'all are in the elderly generation of moms and dads, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever you are, please prepare these young people for this new world we got out here. Because regular jobs, they cannot get a regular job and be able to come out here and pay the rent, the gas, electric, telephone, cell phone, car note, insurance, all of that. One job don't get it. They see us do it and think it's so easy, and then when they get out there, it's just piles of bills, and right after they paid them, it's time to pay them again. So prepare your child right now and let them know it ain't easy. Let them see the bills you got, see the money that you got to pay the bills, and what's the difference. Because a lot of these jobs not paying enough for them to do it on their own. They have to make loans. They have to get somebody to share the responsibility. This new world is no joke. It's not. I mean, the groceries are going up, gas is going up, rent is going up, electric bills. What job out there pays one weekly pay that'll pay all your monthly bills? I don't know. Maybe not for certain communities. Maybe some other community. Even if you go to college, get a good degree, get a good job, half of that going to student loans. You paying them 20 years later, you still paying on student loans. So it's hard out here. Prepare the young people for the new world. Don't let them step out there saying, I'm going to get my own and jump out your house and think it's easy, because it's not. We already know that. But prepare them.
Yes, yes, yes. You know what else I was thinking about? When we're in school, we're not taught to live in the real world. They should be teaching people how to invest money, how to buy your first home or your first condominium. They should be teaching, like they used to have home economics for women and men to learn how to cook and how to manage a household. They're not preparing us to live in the real world. You want to take all these other dumb whatever classes that you have. You could take those classes and shove them. And let's teach these young people, the things that they need in order to open up their own business. They need to teach business. You got to wait to go to college or pay for this and pay for that. That should be taught in elementary school. I'm sorry. Keep your slavery nonsense and put that in the garbage. If people want to hear about their history and all that slave nonsense, go and get the books in the library. Get your tablet, type in slaves. And go on in that, do that dumb nonsense. I hate Ancient history. I know you got to know your history so you don't repeat it, honey. I live in the here, the now. Looking forward to my future. Don't have time for all the bullery of how black people were slaves and all that shit. I can't be so bothered. And I hate the fact that, black people weren't always slaves. If you want to slaves, if you want to teach history, teach the history of what they were before they were slaves. They were kings, they were queens. Why don't you teach that in the history classes? But like I said, they need to start teaching classes that are beneficial. Something that how many of us would love to know how to invest money? Learn how to work the stock market. How many of us wouldn't love to know from the beginning on how to start your own business? I personally I don't mind my own business, whatever, but I always like to be like the administrative assistant, the executive assistant. That's just my calling. That's what I love. I also love, you're not going to believe this, I would love being a waitress. I like serving people at McDonald's. I know, what does that mean?
I don't know that one.
By trade, I am a paralegal, junior paralegal, and I work in the legal field. I've been like that for 26, 30 years, something like that, 35 years in the legal field. At the same time, I like the serving thing, and I like being the executive assistant behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to do it. A boss can't do it all. They need an assistant. I love that part. That's me, and I'm great at it. When your boss wants something, or your manager, God is my boss, but my manager or my supervisor or the attorneys want something, and I know it before they even ask, and you got it right there prepared. That's how well you know them. That's how organized you are. I got awards for the way I operate, for my organization skills, for the way I reconstruct things and make it easier. I'm good at it. Anyway, prepare the young people. I love you, and have a great day.